Hi, today I wanted to introduce you to a great game called Duck the Goose game. And it involves rolling ducks and gathering points for their different positions. And so on this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and express the different positions that you can get and the points you can acquire when you're playing the game. So I'm going to roll the ducks. Originally, we have 6 in the whole game. So you roll them like this on this mat. And as you can see right here, we have some ducks with the numbers exposed, and we have some ducks sitting down and in various positions. So this is how the game plays out, quite simply. You have the basic formation of the game is you acquire points by adding the numbers exposed on the ducks. These are considered the viable ducks. The ducks that are not viable in the game are the gooses because they have no numbers exposed along the side, as you can see right here. These are automatically removed from the game because they're duck the goose. So they're goosed out of the game. And now we have the remaining 4 ducks right here. And we have these 2 sitting ducks. And this is where you start acquiring points very rapidly. So for one sitting duck, it doesn't really matter what the number is on the side because automatically one sitting duck, you double this number. So this, if you see a 3 in this point right here, this would be automatically become a 6. And right here on the other duck, I'm going to move it to the side. It's a 6. So this number also doubles. So suddenly you have 6 and 12. And that gives you 18 points right away. So you have 18 points. You have a 2. You have a 4. So then you have 24 points in this one round. Now the goal of the game to win out, you have to acquire 200 points. And that can easily be achieved in one roll. You could wipe everybody out of the game. But also, you can continue the game. At this point, the player has a decision to play. They can continue rolling as a game of chance, or they can choose to go ahead and keep the points they have right now and put them on the scorecard and let the next player play. So once we come over here, we can go ahead and keep the remaining ducks, gather them up, and we're going to roll again and see what happens. And we have some very interesting ducks right here. Again, we have the 4, which we want. So our current number is 24 points. And so we have a duck facing down. Well, this is actually called a diving duck. And this is a really neat position because immediately you get a 25 points on the diving duck. And then you have a 2 right here, and you have a 4. So that brings it up to 31 points. Now on here, this is an interesting position we have. This is actually called a tailspin. The tailspin is one of those extra bonus points that actually give you more accrued points on your roll. And in this particular example, because a number is exposed and we have a 6, and it's a 6 tailspin, the tailspin is triple the value of this. So suddenly this becomes 18 points. And we got 49 points. Automatically, that's not that far from getting the full 200 points. So you can either, as a player, can choose to stay, keep the existing points they have, and pass the game to the next player, or they can go ahead and take a chance and roll again. Now, there's a point where if you keep rolling that you can acquire all of your ducks are removed and you have nothing to roll. So in that case scenario, if all of my ducks turn into gooses on the preceding roll, and I just do not get anything, then that means that specific round, I acquire no points. That doesn't mean I wipe all of my points out just for this specific round, and I would lose everything on that round. And the next player would naturally pass and they would continue to play. So now let's go ahead and get into the positions of the ducks, because that's always the fun part of this whole thing. Because your game could look, I didn't do well, but actually in reality, it does very well because the positions acquire doubles, triples, points. So for one situation, as I've earlier illustrated, we have the sitting duck right here. The sitting duck in this particular case is 2. Well, if you have a sitting duck, he actually counts as double the number. So this will be a 4-pointer right here. And that's a great number. And in this case, there would be no gooses at all because the number is exposed. So this automatically counts as a viable duck. The next one, if we have, earlier we had the illustration, we have 2 sitting ducks in one roll. This is not an accrued roll. It has to be 2 literal sitting ducks in that one roll. Then this would be double the points 4, and this is also a 4, so that's 8. So suddenly we have 4, and then we have 8. We have 12 points by just these 2 sitting ducks. And then if you throw in a 1 right here, on top of that, you have this in one successive roll. So you have 2, which is 4, and then you have the 8, which is 12, and then you have this one, which would be 13, double the 1, it'll be 14 points just for one literal roll. The other position, which is one of the most fascinating ones, and this is where my manufacturer actually did an excellent job illustrating flattening the beak. As you can see on this example, the beak is flat, and the chest is flat, which enables the duck to have the duck dive. And this is one of the highest points you can acquire on the roll. Again, there's no goose possibility on this one because a number is exposed on the side. So you have right here, this is a 2. Well, that doesn't matter in this case because immediately this one lone duck will be 25 points added to your roll in that one roll session. Now, because this duck is also uniquely designed and shaped, we also have a flat tail right here, which allows the duck to be called DuckTales, not from the Disney one, but just the DuckTales. And it's same point, no goose can happen here because a number is exposed. And this would be a 15 points right here. So that's, again, you can rapidly acquire points very quickly in a game. And that's a viable duck and an excellent one to get because it adds a lot to your points. The other ones that are more unique are actually called, we had a little bit of that earlier in the earlier illustration. If I can position him just right, because this is why it's such a difficult one to get. This would be a duck spin. We had this one earlier in the demonstration, and that would be double the points, and that would be considered a 4. This also goes into the other one called a beak duck. This one is even harder to get. As you can tell, he likes to roll off. So we can have this one, and this will be a triple point going this way as well. And so it'll be triple, so that would automatically be a 6 on the roll. Now, one of the other ones, they're kind of a rare one. I've actually successfully done it, is when I've actually rolled a sequence. So in one roll, not acquired roll, I actually have rolled all 6 of them with their numbers exposed. And this altogether would be considered a 20 point for one single roll. They have to be rolled all together. But on the rare occasion, I've also rolled this one. You can roll a bunch of gooses. Well, that's a unique roll, and I don't think that it should be without points because to be able to do that is a good achievement. So instead of having them goosed out and you lose out completely, I award 10 points just for that goose roll. And so the idea is you continue playing, you pass the game. All ages can play, from little ages to older seasoned players can all play. It's a rapid game. It can take between 5 minutes or 30 minutes. Sometimes a player can never get on the board and make a point because they make too many risks. And other ones are more safety people, and they just keep adding their points like the slow tortoise and the hare, gradually taking points. And they can win the game the long run or not. And this game is wonderful because it actually is fantastic. It's a nice portable container that I have right here, and all these little ducks fit beautifully in here. And in the bottom, I'll have the little instruction sheet folded so you can quickly take them in your purse to go with no problem. You can go on cruise ships, and if you go on cruise ships, they are huge duck fans on all cruise lines. And this is a great game to take if you go on a cruise ship, if you just go on vacation, or just want to have fun. All ages can play. Everyone has a great time. It's a fast-moving game, and it's easily contagious when people start playing. And that is it. I hope you enjoy playing this game, and I hope you enjoy seeing how many gooses and ducks you can get when you acquire points.